And is that working now? That should be working now. There we go. All right. All right, John, let me know if you can hear me now. Because I'm getting... Okay, you can hear me now. Yeah, something changed in the settings. I didn't touch anything. And apparently the microphone was switched to something else. So thank you for letting me know. But anyway, so Mike, yeah. Every time I see your username pop up, that's what I think. Well, I don't give a fuck. His name is Mike. How's everybody doing tonight? Mike's not doing too well. But other than that, I made a video of this cube earlier on TikTok, and it's gone viral. So that's loads of fun. It's always fun to go viral. It was at 6,000 views and 400 some odd likes last time I checked a minute ago. Oh, let me change my camera setting. Here we go. Which is cool, because I don't command a lot of attention on social media. It's nice when things work out. I know I've put a lot of effort into other videos, and I'm not much for making content, and they mostly kind of flop. But the videos that I put minimal effort into seem to do the best. So just kind of record this real quick and then put a sound to it, and excuse me, and then, you know, just hope for the best. The sound you put with it worked out well. Yeah, the Onolis Peritris Decalis something. Sweet, you need to make some Sisengage Jelly Cube rings here this weekend, as you want another one. Very nice. Bless you. Thank you so much. So, nice little, you know, video boost today. It's like I was making at minimum one video a day. Then I got sick, and I've just been going live since I recovered from a cold a couple weeks ago. I got on here and immediately started hacking up. I wasn't even coughing up anything. I was just coughing. I couldn't stop. And I've only been really going live since then. But I did make a couple videos today, and I want to get back to making at least one a day. So, one video a day, stream most evenings. I've managed to stream quite a bit lately. Haven't had to take any time off. It's just worked out that way. We do have holidays coming up, so everybody's going to be doing family stuff, but I think the hour and a half a night, I think it works out. My kid goes to get ready to bed at 8:30. He's in by 9. I end at 10, and then make sure dishes are done, coffee's prepped for tomorrow morning. So it's working out. And we're getting a ton of stuff done. Excuse me. Renee, thank you for the share. So someone told me I was bonkers because I was adding to this cube. Their first question was, how long did it take? And I, at a rough estimate of 200 rings an hour, it's 35 hours that I have into this cube so far. It's approximately 7,000 rings. And now we're adding more. We'll be adding almost 2,000 more by the time I get to 12. It is jiggly. It's... And I want to... It's at 2.5 inches right now. I'd like to get it out to about 5 inches. Right? Yay big. And that will be roughly the size of the rubber band ball that it's replacing. So, but I will have to order more rings for that. Excuse me. I had this... The bag's empty now. I had this bag full of these rings, and I thought I didn't have enough to finish the 11 by 11 by 11. So, yeah, it's going to be a decent sized jelly cube, and the I don't know if that's going to be the end. If you double it, it will have close to an average rings in a shirt. Yeah. So I expect it to be, you know, I'll order some more rings when I can, and I'll work on it when I can, and it'll just get larger. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's a jelly cube that just keeps growing and growing and growing. You should time when you're done preparing rings to how much you can do in an hour for curiosity's sake. Yeah. When I was doing the titanium cube, I think I just kind of mathed out how many rings I was doing. And I'm just, you know, I just say 200 rings an hour average. I'm not down here with, you know, a timer and timing things or anything like that. I was just, what is my rate of ring placement? All right. Did we ever figure out what that movie was from last night? Is it Meet the Mitchells? I think it's Meet the Mitchells. Where their daughter's going off to college and the father insists on driving her, and then the world gets taken over by robots, and then they save the day. With the number 4 square screwdriver thingy. There's something else. Time to entertain family. Have a great night. Mike, you too. Take care of yourself. Feel better. 4-in-1 bright aluminum is faster than VB in 12 gauge stainless. Not sure what you do faster though. The 4-in-1 or the half Persian 3-in-1 these days. 4-in-1 in bright aluminum is much faster than vibranium. What is VB? It's going to be something stupid that I already know. And I'm going to feel dumb. I do weave slower when I'm streaming. 100%. Because I'm looking up at comments and not 100% focused on my work. Oh, Vipera Barus? I gotcha. I'm thinking the metal. I was thinking it was an acronym for the material and not a weave. All right. So I had a bunch of people comment that they wanted one, and I had one guy, apparently he went and looked at my website and said he couldn't find it. You know, it's not listed on there. I had to tell him it's not for sale. But that's cool. It's cool to have, you know, little video go viral, get shown to 5,000-6,000 people. List it for like 8,000, see if it sells. Yeah. Well, I mean, at 7,000 rings in 35 hours, minimum price would be, oh, and $50 in materials. I think it's $50. It's a minimum $400 cube. So, holy eye crossing work, Batman. Is it Mountain Man Max? How you doing? It definitely can get eye crossing. It's really telling when you're working on something and all of a sudden your eyes do the blah, blah, blah kind of thing. That's a sound effect that plays in my head whenever my eyes wig out. And this isn't even small. This is decent. My eyes can handle this. Last night I was complaining. Yeah, oh wow, I just made a huge mess. Way to go. Come on, man. That was genius. Last night I was complaining about these 20 gauge rings in this round mail chain here. I was like, these are so small. I haven't worked in 20 gauge 1/8 in a long time. And then I looked around just the stuff that I've been working on recently, right? This dice bag, this failed sheet of elf weave, this titanium block, this, it's a ball. I have to fill it. Gotta fill my ball. I was like, this 18 gauge stuff is a cakewalk compared to that, but I'd been doing 20 gauge 1/8 for those are all recently finished projects. All right. It's like 20 gauge 1/8 is so small, and I've been working on it for like 2 months now, or working with it. And listing it for 8,000 is not really unrealistic, right? Okay. How many 11 by 11 by 11 jelly cubes exist out in the world? Michael Limon, thank you for the follow. Like, there's not many, right? What am I doing here? Oh. So just, you know, if I listed it for sale, like, say on eBay, or had an auction, I would expect more than, what's the bottom level? When you auction something off, the reserve. If I had the reserve at $400, and just some of the people interested, oh, I would expect a decent return on that. You love 20 gauge 1/8. You love that size, last 10 to 15 years and make such lovely designs at 20 gauge. Yeah. I've worked with a lot of 20 gauge before. I don't know. I think the niobium was the last 20 gauge 1/8 I have. That I have a no, that's not true. I've got some brass and bronze that I gotta weave into something cool. So I've got 22 gauge 1/8 brass and bronze, and I started weaving with that, and I was like, "There's no way. I'm gonna have to get my little head magnifier thingy on and connect these rings that way." I'm gonna make some with the 22 gauge 1/8. I'm gonna make some European 6-in-1 ringception. Let's see if I can show you what I mean here. Is it? Here it is. Okay. I've got a little bit of 20 gauge brass and bronze here. I've got a lot more of the 20 gauge 1/8 or 22 gauge 1/8. Right. Let me get one of these rings out. Let me change my camera real quick. Alright. See if I can get a good view on that for you. Come on, finger goes in front of the camera. Focus. There. So, it's a tiny little ring. By no means is it the tiniest people work with, right? There are people that work with really small stuff, like 40 gauge rings. I'd make candy cane cord with the 20 gauge 1/8, but it's brass and bronze, and those are, like, I won't really buy any more brass or bronze in that size because they're not, like, I hate when I make something and I'm like, oh, you can just accidentally pull that apart, right? Like, I want it to be built to last for eons. So if it was titanium or steel, then that'd be different, but that's a good recommendation. I haven't made candy cane cord in a while. I think I used square wire rings for it too, so it was really cool. I think, I don't remember. Come on. There we go. So I'm going to finish this pile of rings before I move back onto another project. We've got black and stainless, sterling silver, and the brass and bronze I just showed everyone that we have enough rings of to do anything with. I don't know if that's the last of all the smaller rings that I have. It might be. We'll see. But man, like, we're emptying containers and getting stuff put together. I figure If I keep going at the rate I'm going, I'll have everything done within 6 months. That includes all the leather work, the guitar straps, the belts, the welding that I have to do. You made candy cane cord in 22 gauge 1/8 Burple niobium and welded it. Learned a lot. 1, don't weld anodized stuff. It blackens and needs stripping and re-anodizing. 2, niobium burns you mad fast. Yeah. Yep. Speaking of, I sent a message to the lady who was interested in having a bracelet made out of the niobium we were working on last night. And I saw some of her work, and we might not even end up doing... I gotta take a closer look, but she has some pieces that I would be interested in. So we might do a trade of some kind. I haven't asked her yet, but we'll see. Which would be cool. It's like I'd feel pretty good about a trade for that. Alright. Trading a new friend for knitted goblins for your mail. Going to get a few more for your D&D collection to guard your dice. Nice. Excuse me. Alright. So I've got this pile of rings, and I think I can do 1.5 sides. So it'll be a 12 by 12 by... Or no, 12 by 11.5 by 11. Come on. Until I order more rings, and then it should be fine. Oh, and I've got the scale mail projects that I need to finish too. So, alright. Then after that, my puppy should be mostly fully grown, so maybe we'll make some puppy armor. I think that'd be cool. Some dog armor for my dog. And I don't know what else I'd like to make after that. I would just have to like to have all these projects finished down here and all these rings used up and have some space. So I've got the shed all cleaned out. I've got 1 footlocker in the shed and 1 toolbox in the garage to go through. And those spaces will be available to work in, right? Or store some tools and get some work done in them. I need to make a table in the shed, but it doesn't have to be anything fancy. That way I can access all my tools. Because if you can't get to your stuff, you can't make stuff, right? It'd be like... when TSA takes my pliers when I try to travel, and I can no longer make chainmail on the airplane. Find a basic harness for the dog and cover it in mail. Gives you something to stitch it to. There you go. Should definitely do that. Or get a harness, copy it in leather, and then stitch the chainmail to the leather. Either way, we'll need a harness. Use the harness as a template. That'd be cool. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Once I'm done, like with the bulk of everything down here, I want to revisit my shirts for 2 reasons. They're cool. You can take them on and off, right? But they're not comfortable. Do you have this recorded when you first started this? You have a second robe, you don't know where to go from there? Hi, Bobby. No, I sure don't. This... when did I do this? It might be recorded. It would be somewhere on my YouTube channel if that were the case. But I couldn't point you in that direction to save my life as to what video it is. Like, that was one thing. Like, I started the YouTube channel primarily to document what I was doing, right? And even if you were able to find it, it's not. It's like this, right? Like, I'm not making a tutorial out of what I'm doing. So, said you're on your second layer. You're on your second row. You don't know where to go from there. You'll go look, try to make the first one can see to picture where you need to go. Well, there's a couple different tutorials that are... there's one in the files section of the large chainmail group that I know of. And I'm 95% certain that chainmailers.com has a tutorial. So you might have better luck finding images that are showing you what you need to do, and or you could just try and Google Jellycube tutorial. Some would probably come up. Alright. The Jellycube video seems to be doing well. Yeah, it was doing really good. You have those, and the one from Chainmailers still can't figure it out? I'm sorry. It was just a thought. Yeah, the Jellycube video was at 6,000 views and 400 some odd likes and a couple of comments. It's nice. I wish I could make that happen more often. But you know what I should do? I don't do much on other platforms. 99% of all my efforts go towards TikTok because it's the only platform I've ever been viral on or had any kind of success where a video was viewed, you know, more than the number of followers I have. Now a lot of my videos only get like 300 views and it's fine. You use those plastic yarn knitting mats to hold your first cubes. You made each layer, then removed them. I've seen people do that. It's a good technique. I've seen people use those to get a bunch of different weaves started. Crafters helping crafters. I saw a TikTok and it was about someone running a booth for cutting boards, I think they were. And let's see here. The customer, or the potential customer, was approached by the vendor and was like, hi, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing well. The lady was like, well, that's our blah, 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 give me a description. And the customer was like, I know. I make these. I'm familiar with this. And then he's like, could you tell me about your sanding process? Right? And the gist of the video was that when people who are in the same niche as you, and they come up and try to get tips off you, is kind of obnoxious, right? It's an obnoxious behavior. However, and I don't know if this is just because I don't run a booth and this isn't my living. It's not my living, it's my existence. It's my whole world. I eat, live, and breathe, and die chainmail. And I really do. Kind of. But I've never... I can't say that I never, but I got over the whole, like, hoarding industry secrets. If I know something, I'm going to share it. And especially in the chainmail community. Because there are not a lot of chainmail artists in the world as compared with, say, people who crochet or people who knit or people who quilt. There are many, many times more people who quilt than there are people who make chainmail, right? And when I realized that, like, all thought of, like, competition from other chainmail artists, like, that's not going to be a thing. And also, like, I do a booth every, once in a millennia. So I'm not out competing with people anyway. And I'm not even trying to get online sales of what I'm making here. This is, hey, that guy makes chainmail, I should check him out. Oh, he's got a whole store full of chainmail themed apparel and accessories. That's cooler. Let me get some of that drip, that Riz. I don't know new terms that the kids use, but I think I'm using them right. And that's where I focus. I try to focus my sales, right? So I'm not really in competition with any other chainmail artist, I would say. Send me a video clip to Messenger, Bobby. I'll take a look at it. I can't look at it right now. My phone is being used as a camera. That's how you pass the art on. I hope to. In your 30 years of making mail and going to Ren fairs and vendors, you have yet to have a good interaction after saying you make mail. I can 100% believe that. I have met many a mailer. And many of them I buy stuff from. Because, for example, this King Vipera Berus bracelet, and this, it's stainless steel, and this blackened titanium JPL bracelet. I picked those up from someone. I have a scale mail lamp, or a lamp with a scale mail cover. I bought that from someone. I would like to buy more. To someone vending mail? Oh, you've never had a good interaction after saying you make mail to someone vending mail. I gotcha. You believe the kids say, that's fire for something like this. Ah. That's okay. You also sent to John? Okay. The chainmail vendors at your local Ren Fair are super nice. I'm really good friends with them. I'm really good friends with the chainmail vendor at my local Renaissance Festival. It is the one and only, the lovely, the beautiful, the power dynamic family that she runs. Rogue Mail, Miss Charity over there. She's super cool. And I bought stuff from her. And did I buy anything? I don't think I bought anything last year. I didn't go last year. 2 years ago? When was the last time I went to the Renaissance Festival? I don't know. 2 years? I guess I'll have to go next summer. I used to live in San Antonio, and I would drive the 4 hours to Houston to go to the Texas Renaissance Festival. A wonderful place. Loads of fun. And I would camp out and have a good time. And I did sell a bunch of stuff there through a friend of mine. And I went later years and saw some people wearing a bunch of my stuff, so that was cool. But now the Renaissance Festival is like less than 20 minutes away from my house. The one at your local fair were stuck up and didn't want to talk to you at all? That sucks. Like, why? I've never been to a gathering of chainmail artists and like had obnoxious people. How does someone look too intently at something to the point you ban them from your booth? Oh, is that what happened to you? You looked too intently at something? Because you were trying to figure out what they did? Or it looked that way? That's weird. That's weird behavior. But people are weird. And chainmail artists are no exception. In fact, they have a bit of an extra dose of being weird. So that's always fun. You don't know, but everything in their shop you'd already made? Nice. Yeah, there was a... Where'd I go? It might have been here, my first year here at Bristol. It wasn't the Rogue Mail shop. It was a different setup, and they had like 4-in-1 bracelets. Which, you know, cool. Whatever. Whatever you want to make. Out of anodized aluminum. And the rings were just obnoxiously large. A ridiculously large aspect ratio. And I was wearing more chainmail than God. And I went and looked through, and I didn't talk to anyone. No one came up to me. I don't know if I got any dirty looks or anything, but I haven't seen them since then. Alright, you bought a chainmail hacky sack at Ren Fair, and they seem nice. Alright. You didn't have a full-on conversation with them? They did thank you for not just hanging out there forever? I don't know. I mean, the last time I was at Rogue Mail's booth at the Bristol Renaissance Fair, I went in, I said hi to Charity, and I left. I didn't have a chance to... We were leaving the Renaissance Festival by the time we got around, and she was engaged with other customers. So, like, I didn't want to bother her or anything. I don't know. It's like wearing... Oh, man. Wow. Holy headache, Batman. It's fun to go and wear a bunch of really nice chainmail to the Renaissance Festival because people dig it, and it's just kind of a flex, you know? I need to get my necklaces finished before I go again. But we'll get to that project. I gotta buy rings for that project. And within the rules of what I'm doing down here in my basement, I'm allowed to. It's fun to go in garb in general. That's half the fun, is going and looking at people dressed up. Like, at the Texas Renaissance Festival, there was a guy, he had a centaur costume, and it was just, his lower half was a horse, and that was cool. I think he has since passed. But he would be there at the Renaissance Festival. Every year I went. I'm sure he went every year. Like every weekend. And there's wizards and fairies and dragons and dwarves and barbarians. All kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, he passed away 3 years ago, if you remember correctly. Him and the guy that stood at the front gate, the black guy, that everybody would stop and take pictures of him. He was just a massive individual. I think he passed too, but it's been years since I've been to the Renaissance Festival down there. I don't remember any other staple characters that I would recognize that have passed since then. Sholo, that's his name. There was, what the hell was this guy's name? Johnny Danger? Johnny Danger, the sword swallower? He died of cancer, and he was at the Maryland Renaissance Festival last time I saw him. Your wife usually goes to the fair, you go dressed similar to Link? Nice. Your brother-in-law is a beast of a man, 7 foot, 350 pounds. His kid at 4 is bigger than your 6-year-old by more than a head. 7 foot, 350 pounds. Oh my God, that's someone. I have a very tall friend. He's up there, and we were talking about, you know, what people say to tall people and what people say to short people one time, and he said, whenever some short person comes up to me and asks me, how's the weather up there, I just whip it out and start pissing on them and say, it's fine, how's the rain? I think that's probably the best response. I forget who it was. It's probably some basketball player or something like that. No, it wasn't a basketball player. It was a random tall guy. And he had like a card he would hand to people staring at him that would give him his height, his shoe size. No, he didn't play basketball. I thought that was a pretty good response too. How's the rain? Yeah, but 7 foot 350 is what's that big? The big guy, Brian. World's Strongest Man guy. Brian something. Brain music now playing in your head. Yeah. I'm sure that there are staple characters at Bristol. I think I've been 2 or 3 times to Bristol. So, and usually it's with my kid, and it's definitely not the same experience with a kid as it is as an adult with access to alcohol, right? Whoa. The beer just hits a little different when there are a bunch of fairies running around. And you're not chasing after a small toddler. So, but he's 9 now, so. The first Renaissance Festival I ever went to was Maryland Renaissance Festival. I'd only been making chainmail for a little while. Now, I don't remember, like, there were people wearing chainmail at the Maryland Renaissance Festival, but there wasn't, I don't remember a booth. And if I did, it wasn't very exciting. No, I don't remember a booth at all, because I would have been excited. But we saw Johnny Danger, the Sword Swallower. He was hilarious. And a hypnotist, and there was a, what do you call it? A selection of honey in one of the shops. And there were probably 500 different shades of honey. All different, all very specifically made. It was insane, the variety of honey that they had. You saw one of the fairs have a fairy catcher and they chase you around. Nice. Excuse me. It's like, I enjoy the Renaissance Festival and I enjoy going and having fun. But I would not want to work at a Renaissance Festival after the horror stories I've heard. And so I just try and go and tip well and treat the cast nice and have a good time. Honey straws, your weakness at Ren Fairs? 40 to 100 sticks you'll buy and enjoy. Jeepin, thank you for the share. It's funny because, where are we at? After my Jelly Cube video from earlier started going viral, right? TikTok told me to go live. It's like, your video is going viral. You should capitalize on this and go live right now. I was busy driving. I was picking up my kid from school. I cannot do that. He was disappointed that not all Ren Fairs sell turkey legs. They don't? Really? Did you know that turkey legs are not actually turkeys? Now, don't take this as gospel, but this is my understanding from having spoken to a few people that have worked at a Renaissance Festival. And I don't know if they're experts or anything, but they would seem to be in the know. But a turkey leg is what they sell. It's actually an emu leg. And I have had my share of turkey legs, but they are really messy, and they get a ton of stuff stuck in your teeth. So it looks cool to eat one. You know, you look like a cartoon character like Hagar the Horrible or Fred Flintstone. The, you know, big old stick of meat on the bone. And it's, you know, it's cool, but like trying to eat one, pain in the ass. That is one thing I do need to go do, is go and sample all the food shops at Bristol here. Because my kid's been little, it's, you know, he only wants to eat once. He doesn't want to stuff his face. I'm not saying they should install a vomitorium at the Renaissance Festival, but, you know, if they did, I might use it and just keep eating food. There's a festival down in Texas in Schertz, in New Braunfels, just north of San Antonio, called the Wurst Fest. Turkey legs are Ebu at Disneyland too. Also, carrying one around makes you think of Captain Caveman. Nice. There's a festival north San Antonio in New Braunfels called Wurst Fest, and it's a 10-day salute to sausage or something like that. And they got a bunch of food vendors there. And I remember the last time I went, I was so full by the time I was done. You buy beer by the pitcher, and it's a giant German festival. So there's all types of different, sausages, and then all the fried food, and then you got to get a Reuben while you're there, and, you know, fried butter on a stick or whatever it was that I ate. How many wide is your cube? 11 right now. I'm going on 12. Yeah, and they have polka. Whenever I hear the word polka, I think of John Candy and Home Alone. Yeah, Kiss Me Polka, you know? You never heard of us? Well. Polka is one of those things where only people who are into it know who the bands are. Yeah, it's 11 by 11 right now, and I'm working on making it 12 by 12 by 12. But each side is 331 rings and growing so far. So it's going to be a minimum of what's 60. It's going to be a minimum of 1,920 rings and some change to get this to a 12 by 12. So I got to add almost 2,000 more rings. And I don't have 2,000 more rings. I was surprised I was able to finish the 11 by 11 and have this large pile of rings over here. I thought that I would run out, but nope, still had more rings. Now I want to use these up so that I can just set this aside for a while into the ring ordering pile. I probably won't order any more rings for projects that are already in the works until after Christmas. I've got to get through Christmas. Make sure everybody gets their presents. And then I can... want to do anodizing on here. When I get a setup to cut rings, welding, all that fun stuff. I do have a project. I might break my own rule. There's an archer I follow on TikTok. Goes by the name of Dash Rendar. And he likes to shoot chainmail with his war bows. And he had riveted and butted, and he went through that like butter. And so I want to make some welded chainmail. You lost sound. I'm not having any... What is with the sound tonight? That's so weird. No sound? Okay. What the heck? Hang on. Short settings. Audio. I don't know if that changed anything. Do I need a new microphone? Okay, so no sound on Twitch. Does the cube slinky well down the stairs? I have not tried it. I should definitely do that. Okay. Can anyone have... Does anyone have sounds now? Still nothing. Yeah, I don't have anything coming out of... Jeepin' Jamber, if you can hear me on TikTok, could you just make a comment that on Twitch that I don't have any signs of things not working on my end, so maybe try restarting Twitch. I don't know how many people are watching from there. That's the only platform I don't have pulled up. But we did have problems with the settings being changed when I opened up Streamlabs to get started. Okay. Does the cube slinky down the stairs well? You know the folks on TikTok love bottles rolling downstairs and breaking, so maybe worth rolling your cube down a set of stairs. It would absolutely be worth doing that. You want to send him 12 gauge welded 630 stainless now and see what the bow does to it? Alright, I will. I'll send you his YouTube. Okay, John can hear me on Facebook. Yeah, it looks like Twitch is broken. You closed the tab and reopened it and nothing? Oh no. That's... I mean, this sounds like a Twitch thing. John can hear me on Facebook. Jeeben can hear me on TikTok. I mean, I don't need an excuse to go buy another microphone because I would like... I don't know. I like this free one I got. It's got me here. I don't necessarily want to replace it, but the aesthetics of some of the microphones out there are... It's like, oh, that's nice. I like looking at that. You know what I mean? They're pretty. They make pretty microphones. I want a pretty microphone. My second-hand one here works very good. It's very, very good microphone, but it's not... It doesn't have that sex appeal. What I'm trying to say is that... Never mind. I'm not going to finish that joke. Yeah, I don't know why Twitch is not wanting to work. All right. might be able to get both layers done on this row. And then I'll have a 12 by 11 by 11, which is fine. Right? I don't know. I don't know how many rings I have in this pile left. You have sound on YouTube? Okay. That's good. I think it's just Twitch. I don't think it's anything on my end. That's why I have multiple platforms. I know people that are dedicated to their platform, and I don't know what I would do right now if all of a sudden everything stopped working. And I wonder if it's just my stream or if it's like all of Twitch, right? Like, did all of Twitch's sound just stop working? I wonder. Where are we at here? And another reason I like streaming on multiple platforms is some people get a better resolution on different platforms. With like whatever equipment they have at home, it'll work better on YouTube for them, and someone else will have equipment that works better on Twitch. Or oh wow, I really screwed that up. That doesn't go there. You can check that and see if all Twitch sound is down. Your brother's live. I'm sure it's not. I just, select outage. It would just be an interesting event if it went down everywhere and everyone was affected. Alright, so we've been at this for a little over an hour, and I'd already started to strip down the center, and we're not done, right, with the sides. We're almost done here. A couple more rows. But at 331 rings, this is, it just starts taking forever. Alright. So send the cube down the stairs. I'll have to figure out a way to... Sound is back. Nice. I'll have to figure out a way to send it down the stairs, have it slinky down, follow it with my phone, and slow-mo it. Or maybe I'll just film from the top of the stairs. I don't know. And follow along behind it. Alright, temporary outage of sound on Twitch. Just don't fall down the stairs doing it. You know what's ridiculously adorable? Puppies learning how to go up and down stairs. you can't help but enjoy watching them learn how to do it. Does my kid have a Hot Wheel track or them plastic connected tracks to mimic the Matrix recording trick? I don't know the well, I mean, I might know the Matrix recording trick. I might do that, be able to do that one. But yes, he has a Hot Wheel track. That was one of the staple things I made sure that he had. Like, I took him to Target on a random day and was just like, here, we need to buy these and we're going to go home and play with them. We did. Had a good time. It's not a super extensive kit or anything, but bought him a beginner set and some extra tracks and flew them down the stairs. Hot Wheels has a car with a camera. Nice. Maybe I can get the Hot Wheels camera car and try and slinky the jelly cube down the stairs and see what happens. I mean, because it will. It'll go. I don't know if it'll go downstairs, but it would make a cool video if I can get it right. Because John's right. People, I don't know why, but the videos of people throwing stuff downstairs seem to do bizarrely well. And is it, just our human nature for destruction? I don't know. What is life? There's a creator that rolls jars of paint down, glass jars full of paint, down the stairs, around a corner, and they smash open. And it'll have 100,000 views. But like I said earlier, right, the video I made today that went quasi-viral, that was just something dumb I decided to do. And those, same as my last one, it was I posted a question about a broken cube that I had, the titanium one that had a problem with it for some reason. And those were just random videos I made. I didn't put any effort into them. And they took off. So maybe it is just people scrolling on TikTok that get the they sit and they watch that stuff. I don't know. Or maybe it's part of the human psyche where you can't tear your eyes away from a bottle rolling down the stairs knowing that it's going to break. Now you want a jelly cube, an M80, and slow-mo it setting off. Nice. So you need a shrapnel shield. Could you imagine? Right? If this was hollow and you just had a wick sticking out and you light it. Having all this shrapnel around an M80. Oh my god. We're close to finishing the first layer of this 12th row. 12 by 12 by 12 is what I'm currently going for. Oh, you know those... Hang on. You know these bottles I did? Right? That are wrapped in chainmail and are glass and have a bunch of metal surrounding them. Like, what if it wasn't, I don't know, oil lamp fluid or tiki torch fluid or whatever I end up filling these with? What if it was a different accelerant, and instead of a cork we had a rag? And what if it, you know, made a destructive chainmail cocktail? Right? I've often thought that would be interesting. Do a day in the life of the Jelly Cube. Feed it, take it in the car, buckle it up, put it to bed in the dog bed. There you go. All right. Eat your food so you grow big and strong. Nom 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 nom. The title of the video is Jelly Cubes and Why You Shouldn't Eat Them. I used to like number everything, and it was an episode or a Molotov has no pressure and is based on accelerant and spreading the liquid versus bursting with force. Oh. Well, that's no fun. Don't forget to give it a bath before bed. Speaking of giving Jelly Cubes baths, you guys know those chainmail cast... Tannerite, though. Different. Okay. You know those cast iron skillet cleaners made from chainmail? I remember when someone said that they used a Jelly Cube for that and just threw it in the dishwasher. And I was appalled. It's like, what? You made a Jelly Cube just to use it as a cast iron pan cleaner? Why? And how do you get the, like, food gunks out of it? People are weird, man. That's what I need. I need to do a review of all the cast iron pan pot scrubbers. Cube would fill up with a lot of crude, but you can see it being a neat scrubber. Yeah. Need to boil it regularly. I mean, if you're throwing it in a dishwasher, right? Like, it's just not going to get through all of this to get it clean. And if you boil it, like, that's just like extra work. Just, I don't know. How clean does your cast iron pan really need to be? Jelly Cube pan cleaner might provide scrubbing power, make a sponge-shaped Jelly Cube. Well, I mean, yeah, you can grip it better, but... I don't know. People are allowed to do whatever they want, and I am not in charge of them. It's not my responsibility, but I am like, what the fuck, you know? Oh, I was curious about the hashtags the other day, and I have this STEM channel at the top of my TikTok. I never go look at it. But I was wondering, what if I put this video, the chainmail videos that I make, hashtag it with STEM. Does it show there? Or is there I'd have to figure out how to do that. $50 chainmail glove from Walmart. No need to make a nice scrubber. $15. Alright, hang on. Is that, okay, is it anything like a butcher glove, or is it crappy? Is it Walmart quality? Because if Walmart's got chainmail gloves for $15, I might go down and buy one. Not I wouldn't go buy one to clean my cast iron skillet, because I don't own a cast iron skillet. That's one of those things that, like, I don't understand why there are so many cast iron skillet aficionados and collectors and people. I don't understand why there's so many people who have content that is cutting wood with different axes or mauls or whatever. It's probably an online only thing. Exactly like a male butcher mitt. They have wire woven ones as well, so check the listing carefully. That's per glove, not pair. Interesting. I might go purchase a chainmail glove from Walmart. Just to have. I have a butcher glove. It's old as hell, and it's got a bunch of repairs from it, and I got it from my uncle. Well, I say cast iron skillet is more important than chainmail. But if 4 or 3 starts, who knows? But if 4 or 3 starts, who knows? I don't have anything against cast iron. Bigfoot. I'm just not, like, I don't own a cast iron pan. And I don't understand, like, there's blocks, whole segments of people, creators that all make if World War III starts, who knows? I gotcha. Yeah, it'd be good to have a cast iron skillet if World War III starts. I see what you're saying. Where am I at here? But no, there's a lot of content creators that there's like, they cut wood with different axes. This person has a large collection of cast iron skillets. And there's a couple other different themes. Oh, 3D printers, right? A lot of those. And if you watch one video of any of them, right, the next 20 videos in your feed are all that topic. I got caught in a Loki video rabbit hole, algorithm, black hole. And I had like 50 or 60 Loki videos about, I don't know if it was a movie or a TV show, but there was a tree and he became a different type of god or something. And all right, if World War III starts, you'll need a wagon to collect scrap. Cast iron is cheap man's copper bottom stainless pan. Little maintenance and can't melt the copper bottom off. Often they don't warp when you add too much water to them, and they can be restored like an axe found in the mud. Open flame, gas convection, it don't care. And why cast iron is popular. Loki is a TV show. That was another aspect of the MCU that I never really took on, was the TV shows. WandaVerse and Loki. But I didn't know if these images, the videos I was watching were about the TV show, if they were about a movie coming out or something. But I watched a split second of one too long, and the next 50 videos were all just that. It's a Loki series. He becomes a buffer between the end of time and all of the multiverse collapsing. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Alright. If World War III starts. I think we're a long way off from World War III. I think all these proxy wars and stuff are... I think there's plenty of ways to de-escalate them. So I don't think we'll be collecting scrap for any event like that. Loki is 100% worth watching. Hawkeye, WandaVision, and Captain America 1 was not so much. Interesting. So I'm not, like I said last night, I'm not a big comic guy. I had to learn all of this stuff in my 20s and 30s. If you have all the major powers at war started, Russia, United States, China, England right now, China's the only one not at war. Yeah, okay. I mean, sure, they're at war, but they're all proxy wars. They're not, no one's in direct conflict with each other. We're not, I don't know, I don't see it, the current political scenario, the current geopolitical scenario or situation, I don't think that's going to break out into anything significant. You like all the TV shows solely for Marvel content? I mean, if you're a fan, I could see why a person would watch it, but I've never... I am not as big of a fan as most people, and it's not my wheelhouse. Same with Star Wars and Warhammer 40K. All things that I should have been into, or I should say tabletop games. All things I should have been into, but am not. Alright, where are we at here? Finishing this up, I got... Let me mark this side. Let me know that I need to do at least one more row up, or one more layer up here. Moon Knight was especially good in your opinion? Yeah, I have no idea what that is in reference to. I'm assuming a movie or a TV show like we're talking, but... You love the reading the comic folks are doing on YouTube and putting the whole series together to watch at once versus high school years of waiting for next issue, missing issues, and not know what's going on. Great to listen to while weaving. Very interesting. Are you a comic book nerd, John? Actually, you know what, John? Tell me what you're not into, because it seems that you're pretty into it all. Alright. I've got chainmail and woodworking, and I'm only good at chainmail. Moon Knight is part of Marvel. Moon Knight was 100% confusing. If you don't know the comic, it's a lot of unknown and none of it's answered. Singing and dancing is what you fail at. Singing and dancing is what you fail at. Alright, well I can carry a tune, so I got you beat at one thing. I can't dance to save my life. If you asked me to dance to save my life, I would die. Alright, we're at 11 by 11 by 11 and a half. ring or 331 rings a side so far, and it's just going to keep getting bigger. 7,000 plus rings, 35 plus hours. Just to ask you, is that a new version of a Rubik's Cube you're trying to make, or what is it? So this is a jelly cube. It's a chainmail jelly cube, and this is what it does. I'm just making a really large one, right? This doesn't have much jelly. It's pretty stiff, but it's a fidget toy, right? Like this sphere, or this cube. And I've seen one person do a Rubik's Cube pattern on there, but it's not like it twists all the way around or anything, so. You can pretend you can dance? Really? Alright. So, there's a couple different chainmail fidget toys. You've got, what are they called? Infinity bracelets, Infinity weaves, and it's like this Mobius strip bracelet thing that spins round and round, something like that. I've seen people make snaps. It'll be like a ring with some chainmail in it, and you can pop it up and down like kind of like a Snapple cap. You've got jelly cubes, which are wiggly. Hacky sacks, juggling balls, things like that. Then it's just, bro, seriously? Joined. Interesting. Got the Jacob's Ladder weave. That one is pretty cool. I've never made one. I have seen one. Some people's usernames just crack me up. And infinity? What is an infinity turd? My chainmail dog turd sculpture is kind of a fidget toy. Is that what you're talking about? I like the name Infinity Turd, if that's what you're talking about. That's funny. You made one in Whitney Black glass ties, Jacob's Ladder, about 2 feet. That's enjoyable to play with. Nice. Yeah, the dog poop sculpture. Okay, you call it an infinity turd toy. I like that. It's an infinity turd. That's funny. I didn't set out to make a dog turd sculpture. It's brass and bronze, and it tarnishes really easily, and that's what it looks like, a dog turd. And you can sit there and fidget with it. It's pretty cool. TMI, yeah. All right. We've got like 5 rings left. It's 10:03. Let's get this layer done. We'll call it a night. For anyone following along. Alright, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I stream fairly regularly, or at least have been for the last 2 months, on all the main streaming platforms that you would find someone streaming on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Bigfoot, thank you for the follow. And if you're interested in learning more about chainmail, I've got an app. There's a link to it for Google and Apple in the link tree in my bio. And it's basically all the resources that I wished I would have had when I was an up-and-coming mailer. So please go check that out if you're interested. And if you like what you see and you want to support the channel, please go to mailworks.com, where you can find all the chainmail themed apparel and accessories that your heart desires. All right. So that row is done. We got one more, that layer is done. One more layer to put on this side, and then do I have this tagged out? 1, 2, 3. All right. So now we're at 11.5 by 11 by 11. You have a sister that makes it, never really got into it. You did metalworking and electrical plumbing. All right. It's just another kind of metalworking, somewhat. I'm just going to leave this pile of rings out. All right, for the TikTok crowd, let me flip this camera around. All right, so thank you for following along. I will be back. We'll have more projects and we'll do more cool stuff. But in the meantime, I'm going to go and finish off the rest of the stuff I got to do before I go to bed. So you all have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you later. Oh, you like to do it. Your sister took the time to do it. I gotcha. Fair enough. Sarah Casey, nighty night. Nighty night, Sarah. Have a good one. All right. All right. TikTok, you all have a wonderful evening. I will see you guys later. Alright, and for everyone else hanging out on other platforms, same thing goes for you. Check out the app in the link tree. Check out mailworks.com. Get yourself something nice. And I am going to finish off the night getting stuff done. Make sure I'm ready to go for tomorrow. Alright. Happy pliers, or I don't know. What's a good parting greeting? Till next time, the missile is eepy. Happy ring closures. I don't know. I'll figure something else out.